everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my third movie review and it's on the new Suicide Squad film. Alrighty, so something that I want to get out of the way really quickly is that this movie is so enjoyable if you can really just appreciate the characters, how they were created, how they're set up, how they interact with each other. I am going to point out negatives, of course. If you've seen any Rotten Tomatoes reviews of this, you're going to know that it has flaws. But if you're a fan of Harley Quinn or Mr. J, then you're really going to enjoy it. I also want to point out that I've seen Suicide Squad twice now, and yes, it's rife with choppy scenes, bad editing, terrible one-liners of dialogue. But something I want to compare it to is when The Force Awakens came out. Now that is something that I've seen many times, especially in the cinema, and I don't want to go into too much detail, but if you want to just jump back to the first time you watched Force Awakens, you've been waiting years and years for a new Star Wars film. You knew that they were going to make references back to the first 6 episodes, and they did. In that first screening, it's all I could notice. I couldn't get it out of my mind how many times they made references back to Empire Strikes Back, and you hope just little tiny bits and pieces, little Easter eggs in the movie that refer back to the original movies. This bugged me so much. I could not stop noticing them, but by the second viewing, I didn't notice them. I appreciated that they were in there. They made me feel warm and fuzzy and made me kind of think about the other Star Wars movies and how exciting it was that that's something we were getting to see, a new Star Wars movie. And the reason I'm bringing this up is that, like Force Awakens, I've now seen this twice in cinemas. The first time, its errors stood out so much, but the second time, I didn't notice them as much, and it also gave me room to see other things that I couldn't appreciate in the first viewing, because I just wanted to pull it to pieces. So, let's begin. Alright, so basically the plot is lackluster, the villain is lackluster, and putting those two together is pretty much just a plot device to bringing the squad together. You're definitely not going to get hooked by the cinematic genius of this film in no shape or form, but definitely the first kind of act of the movie is what's going to get you hooked. It's where they introduce all the characters, Amanda Waller, also Deadshot flashbacks, Harley Quinn scenes, and especially the Joker appearances. They are what are going to keep you entertained in the first part of the movie before everything just kind of falls off, and it's those characters that keep you watching. So first I just want to get the negatives out of the way, so let's jump into those. The main reason I want to get these out of the way is it's all that seems to be circulating. All the reviews appear to be negative, especially critic reviews, not so much fan reviews. Alright, like I said, it does seem to be choppy. This is the main flaw of the movie, and it's purely down to bad editing and how rushed the script was written. So bits that you saw from the trailer, such as Harley Quinn breaking the window, stealing a purse, that is just jammed in between one part of a movie that is going somewhere, then Harley Quinn, and then another part of the movie that just slows down and stops and starts again, and it all just sits together very strange, and that kind of happens throughout the entire movie. But that one, just for an example, so I don't give away any spoilers, that's kind of how the majority of the movie feels. So the flow of the movie is definitely disjointed, and it can leave you feeling lost at times. So like I said, you need to feel connected to the characters to actually care about them, not the villain, which I'll get into, but if you can at least appreciate Deadshot or Harley Quinn, then those flaws aren't really going to bug you as much as perhaps they will if you do not care about them at all. One thing that you would notice from the movie first up is that there's a character, Slipknot. He's missing an introduction from the movie, and I'm not talking his own flashback, interaction with other characters or anything like that. I mean an actual introduction. There is a whole part of the movie where each individual character gets an introduction, and it's all centered around Amanda Waller, and it's purely amazing. There's a really great use of music, and the first time I didn't think that the use of music was good in this part of the movie. It did make it further the disjointed feeling, but definitely seeing it the second time, it did make it very fun. But yeah, just not getting an introduction to Slipknot, and then you'll see what happens in the movie, but basically it's just another part of the movie where you're like, I didn't care about that. Okay, obviously the fact that it feels disjointed is also a part of the fact that the script is very rushed, and you can sense that in the movie. It did need to probably be reviewed again before they put the movie out. I think it was written in like 6 weeks, and you can definitely get that sense, but it's definitely true to characters. Definitely good character development for some of them, but yeah, some of the others are just like, ugh, and terrible one-liners, especially Killer Croc. Lines like, I'm beautiful, and pretty much everything that comes out of his mouth once he starts talking is just cringe-worthy. I know that people think that it's cool, and there were laughs coming from our rather large cinema screening, but they weren't clever. There's also another line that comes from Colonel Flagg to Deadshot in the last act of the film, when it's all centered around the villain and everything's wrapping up. It is just purely a line of exposition, and it is terrible. Cringeworthy. So let's jump into the villain. Her name is Enchantress, and she's played by Cara Delevingne. You would have seen her all over the marketing, but she is lackluster, like I said. Building an army, don't care about that. Don't care about her. Anything else that even happens around her, I don't care about. The CGI wasn't even amazing, and it just reminds me of a scene with Galadriel, and I think it's from Fellowship of the Ring, probably just from the extended edition. So the scene is with Galadriel, and she starts to feel the power of the ring that Frodo's still got. And I think she's trying to take it off him, or she wants the power from it. And she's big and dominating, and everything kind of turns black and blue. And she's got this booming voice, and that's basically all I could think of when I was watching The Enchantress, is Galadriel. It was kind of off-putting, but it wasn't very powerful in the movie. And yeah, like I said, Enchantress is not clever. It's not someone that you really care about. You know, if it was the Joker as the villain, you'd be like, this is so cool. But it's not. She's literally just a plot device to get the squad together, get them going, and see what they can do. As a villain, she doesn't really do much, and yeah, just kind of meh. Alrighty, so while there are lots and lots of bad bits in the movie, I want to get through to the good parts now. Okay, so I'm really excited. I've been getting more into the Joker for a little bit now. I've read quite a few of the Joker-centered comics. Obviously, Batman everywhere in this house, so it's hard not to. Harley Quinn is my absolute favourite character of this. Margot Robbie is slightly sexualised, but it is so enjoyable. She takes a lot of the screen time in the movie, and is probably kind of lead character alongside Deadshot. I'll get into Will Smith in a minute, but Harley Quinn is amazing. The way she speaks, her movements, how she talks and says like Puddin' and Mr. J, her absolute crazy love for the Joker. Jared Leto is amazing as the Joker. If you're worried about his tattoos, yes, they're quite noticeable and they are centre stage for a scene or two, but you don't notice them. It's just like anyone in life who has a lot of tattoos. You're like, oh, they got a lot of tattoos, and then you get over it. But he is amazing. He is so creepy, and his adoration for Harley Quinn is beautiful in this. I don't know, it just got me really excited, and I absolutely love that part of the movie, and I think that's why I'm probably enjoying it more than a lot of people are. I don't know, if you don't really care about that, maybe that's why. Also, sorry, it's getting really dark. It's 5 o'clock and the sun's going down, and I really wanted to film this. Also, I just want to point out a flashback scene of Harley to when she's with the Joker, and it's a scene about them being the king and queen of crime, and it's amazing. Alright, so Will Smith was absolute perfect casting. I'm so glad he's in this movie. His humour, his timing, his kind of presence in the movie just makes it amazing. Not the fact that he's Deadshot. He could have played any other character, I guess. I don't know who else from the DC universe, but he makes this movie, his emotion in the character and some of his lines are amazing. They make you really care about him, and also the way he interacts, especially with Harley, is just really well done and makes you appreciate how awesome Will Smith is. Alright, so overall, Suicide Squad definitely has its flaws. You can't move past them. Especially the first time I watched it, it bugged me a lot, but I came out really happy. I really enjoyed it. I said I would probably give it about a 7, and I'm sticking to that. 7.5. It is in no way amazing. It is in no way terrible, but it is a million times better than Batman vs Superman, which Ben fell asleep in and I almost fell asleep in. We've watched it a couple times now and I just can't enjoy it at all. This has references to Batman, other Justice League characters, and they are really well done. They are cool in this movie, but I don't want to give spoilers away. So yeah, Suicide Squad, very enjoyable. I really want a Harley Quinn solo movie or a Harley Quinn and Joker movie with Margot Robbie and Jared Leto, because they are amazing. The characters that they created are wonderful. So obviously other solely negative reviews are valid points. I pointed some of them out myself. They're definitely there, but I think it's enjoyable. Definitely go and see Suicide Squad. It's a really fun time, and you're definitely going to get some laughs out of it. There are some lines that fall flat, but you know, people and just the atmosphere of being in the cinema with people, watching a movie they're really excited about is awesome. So yeah, I really enjoyed Suicide Squad. Thanks for watching my review. Please subscribe for more videos. I'll be doing some more movie reviews soon, and I'll see you next time. Bye!